magical star beings, this is Psychic Siren Tarot and welcome to the channel. In today's reading we're going to be taking a look at how people feel when they hear your voice. So this is an exciting, fun, light-hearted reading. I'm now going to show you crystals for each pile, but please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates and leave the rest. So for pile number 1 we have Aquamarine, and we have a card from the Starseed Oracle deck with Whale and Orca Elders. Share your song, frequency of sound, and diving deep. For pile number 2, we have Sodalite. And we have a card from the Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck with the Throat Chakra and Express Your Truth. And for pile number 3, we have Larimar. And we have a card from the Priestess of Light Oracle deck with Sacred Breath and Sound, Life Force, and Communication. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever pile you're most drawn to, the one that is calling out to your soul the most, and that will be your pile for today. But of course, if you're drawn to more than one pile, always trust your intuition. Once you are done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number ones, if you chose this Aquamarine crystal, and the card from the Starseed Oracle deck with Whale and Orca Elders. Share your song, frequency of sound, and diving deep. This reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at how people feel when they hear your voice. So let's go ahead and add your cards. I already pre-shuffled your oracle cards as well as your tarot cards, so I'm just going to pull out the cards and see what comes up. So the first card we have here is Surrender to the Sweetness with Venus energy, pleasure, joy, and make love to life. And then we have You're Not Alone with Isolation, Physical Connection, and Community. And then at the back of the deck we have Lost Lands with Soul Memories and Gifts. You've done this before. So that lets me know a lot of people that interact with you have past life connections with you. I don't feel like it's everyone you've interacted with, but maybe like a lot of the energies we're speaking about today, a lot of the significant energies of the people we will be channeling today. We are also going to be using the Ethereal Visions Tarot, so I also pre-shuffled these cards for you, so let's go ahead and see what shows up. So for card number 1, we have the Ten of Cups. So something extremely weird happened now where it looked like someone was trying to open the door, but then I thought like someone in the home is like trying to come in. And then I just paused here, I went to the door, opened it, there was no one there, like, and I saw the door handle move and I heard it, like, that is just so strange, but maybe it's one of your spirit guides making themselves known. So over here we have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Well. We have the Empress. And I think that's all the cards I'm going to use. So at the back of the deck, we have the Seven of Swords. Okay, my pile number 1. So now that we have your cards laid out, I see more into the energies of how people feel when they hear your voice. So that instance of like almost like a person coming to my door but like not being there, I guess if I think about it, maybe your voice is like that. Like maybe, you know, like when you speak to someone or you interact with someone, you know, you replay in their mind as if you're always there, but you're not there. Does that make sense? So like, let's say someone has just seen you that day and they go home and then they start smelling your scent, or they start hearing your voice in their mind, like they start replaying maybe conversations with you, or they just feel you around and can't get you out of their head, or it's like that type of energy. And then Spirit showed me a phone. So I feel like if you ever speak to people on the phone, there's something about that coming through. What about the phone, Spirit? And Spirit is also showing me perfume, like definitely like your scent. Like when you interact with people in human life, definitely your scent lingers, or something about you lingers around like a ghost, even though you're not physically there. And as I look at the Share Your Song card, I'm seeing a vision of the Little Mermaid when she sang to Eric, and you know, it replayed in his mind the whole time, and he was like, I have to find that woman that sang that song to me. So something about the phone, like I'm seeing a butterfly. Sorry if it's a little bit all over the place, but with the phone, I'm seeing a butterfly, and butterflies to me represent beauty, but also transformation. And the funny thing is, there's a butterfly in pile 2. Maybe some of you are drawn to pile 2, but there is this vibe of like people finding your voice beautiful, but also finding that your voice transforms them in some way. And I think it's because you have a lot of wisdom to share. You're a really deep person. And that's something I see here. So with the Share Your Song energies, like that vibe of like, if you have a really beautiful singing voice, or if you like to sing at all, there's something about that here for some of you. It may not resonate for everyone, but I'm hearing for some of you, you have like really beautiful or gorgeous singing voices. Like even if you've ever hummed or sang or anything like that, it could like replay in people's minds. Or even if you never sang before, there's something about your voice that replays in people's minds. It's like they kind of get stuck on you. I don't know why. I have like a mosquito bite on my hand. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but like, so weird. I'm kind of in a place now that is really hot. I'm not in my hometown right now, so as you can see, I have a different setup here. But the vibe I get from you, like, the vibe I get from you is there's something about you that stays with people even after you've left. Maybe some things you've said even to people. Because I think people find the way your voice sounds very attractive, very gentle. People find it to be something almost like water, very flowy and gentle and soft for some of you, but like a beautiful kind of soft. Like this gentle energy, but there's also some wisdom in your voice that people feel when they hear your voice. It's like the things you say to them, they keep it with them for a long time. Um, and I'm feeling like people really see you as a really wise old soul in the way that you speak to others. Cause like I'm seeing you maybe say to someone, okay, you should do this. And then they take that and they put it in their plan for what they want to do in their life. Do you get what I mean in this Three of Pentacles? And you actually help them in some way without realizing. Or let's say you say to someone something that really inspires them and then they keep it with them. And then they tell other people that, and that helps other people too. Or this kind of energy of maybe you even saying something funny I'm hearing from Spirit, and then they repeat that joke to someone else. That's the vibe I get. Like, people keep the things you say in their mind, in their memories. They may even like talk to people about some things you've said, like like certain memories they've had in their mind, replay those memories in front of people and kind of talk about it and be like, oh yeah, my pal number two's my pal number one's. Why I keep saying pal twos? So some of you are gonna be from pal two. But my pile number ones, they did this and it was so funny, and then they said this and I burst out laughing. It's like that type of energy. So people often tell stories of the things you say or do, and like I'm seeing the energy of laughter. I'm also seeing this energy where people feel like you're very intuitive. Somehow you just know things without knowing. Like I think you can somehow sense um energies with the way you feel. And I'm seeing someone take someone's hand and put it over your heart. It's like there's something very loving about your voice. People feel like you're a really loving person, and they feel like you're very sweet in the way you speak. It makes them feel a lot of joy to be around you. I feel like your voice somehow just makes people very joyful. That's the energy I'm seeing. And it's like I feel like a lot of people just love the way you speak and love the words you use. Maybe some of you have a poetic way of speaking, or the words you use are very beautiful. And I feel like people feel like you just know the right things to say without knowing it. And with the well card and the diving deep here, it's like people really love to have deep conversations with you. It's like they keep it in their mind for a very long time, because it's like they cherish that memory of that deep conversation they had with you, because they got to get a little piece of your mind and who you are as a person through that conversation. Get to know you a little bit deeper than just the average shallow conversation. So I feel like you are maybe someone that loves to, have deep conversations with people, really go deep and talk about deep things that are important to both of you. Or maybe not even just important, but just like go deep into conversations and not just have small talk. So there's something about people really enjoying that. I'm feeling like they are taken on a ride with you as they go on certain deep conversations with you. I'm also feeling a vibe like people are very attracted to your voice, because we have the Empress here. Empress is Venusian energy. And when I closed my eyes, I saw, if you're not over the age of 18, please skip over this. So I saw an image of like a sexual image. So there's something about like your voice that makes people fantasize about you, or makes people very attracted to you. And I feel like people either find your voice to be very gorgeous, very handsome or very just attractive in general. Because, like I said, the Empress is Venus energy. Venus energy is beauty, love, attraction. So, there are a lot of people that are just very attracted to your voice in general. A lot of people have crushes on you because of your voice, even after talking on the phone. It's like, I don't know if someone here has ever sent voice notes to someone and like they replay those voice notes, or they love to call you, or like people love to call you, especially if they have crushes on you or if they're interested in you. There's something about that. And then they start thinking about the future with you. I think people kind of get a little bit hopeless romantic over you and your voice. Um, there's something here about like the way you love people and humans with your voice, with the words you say. You just seem like a really sweet person, and it gives a lot of people this very joyful feeling. I'm seeing someone's heartbeat really loud, and then they are floating towards the clouds. Like that's how they feel on the inside when they talk to you. Um, there's just a lot of watery energies here. Some of you could be water signs, some of you could be Tauruses, Libras, some of you could be earth signs as well. So I just feel like you make people feel less alone in the world. But since your voice is so attractive, since the Seven of Swords was at the back of the deck, I will say some people may be a little bit jealous of your voice, the way your voice sounds and the way you speak, and how much people love you because of that. Not just because of your voice, but you being you. But I feel like most people feel like they deeply connect to you when they speak to you. So this is where I'm going to leave your reading, my pile number ones. I really hope that this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number twos. If you chose the Sodalite crystal and card number 7 with the throat chakra and express your truth, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at how people feel when they hear your voice. So you chose the Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck. We're going to use that for you. And I did pre-shuffle all your Oracle cards and Tarot cards. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates and leave the rest. Let's go ahead and pull your cards. So the first card we have here is card number 29 with Harmonic Flight. I'm hearing the song Orange Moon by Erykah Badu. She says, I'm an orange moon and I shine so bright. And she talks about meeting a lover that shines bright just as much as her. And other people have tried to dim his light too. So I guess this could be a specific person we are channeling for some of you if you are in a romantic relationship. If not, this could just be other people that are attracted to you, that see you shining bright and resonate with your energy on a deeper level and frequency. We have the card Evolution, card number 24. And then at the back of the deck, we have Manifestia. So now we're going to use the Muse Tarot for you. I was drawn to using this tarot deck for you. So let's go ahead and see. So the first card we have is the Sun card, card number 19. This is a very beautiful card to start off your reading. We have the Three of Pentacles. Very interesting because the Three of Pentacles came out in pile 1 and I saw a butterfly in pile 1, and here we see a butterfly in the throat chakra. So if you were drawn to pile 1, I highly recommend you go and watch it. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the Justice card. we have the Two of Cups. So it's quite interesting that we have the Harmonic Flight card as well as the Two of Cups. So this lets me know that your voice is seen as very attractive to others, especially people that you would want to date or your lover in general. And then at the back of the deck, we have the Hanged Muse. So for you, my pile number twos, I'm actually seeing one of these shells when I close my eyes clairvoyantly, and inside is a beautiful pearl. So this is how people feel when they hear your voice. I feel like you have something unique to bring to the table, as well as something valuable that people love to hear from you. So maybe you are someone with a lot of valuable information, in your career, in your work field, because the Three of Pentacles kind of remind me of like people you're working with. Maybe in your career, people you're working with, or even at school, whatever you relate to right now. There's something about people thinking you have a lot of valuable information, that you're very smart and intelligent, but you also think outside of the box in ways they never thought of. And there's something here about that people feel like you just have a lot of valuable information to share. But when it comes to people in general and your friendships, as well as relationships to others in general, I feel like you are a person that has evolved a lot within your own life. You have found wholeness within yourself, is what I feel here from your energies, my pile number twos. And you're just a very, very loving soul with a lot of wisdom. But that wisdom has come from both like your unique gifts, because I see you being very spiritually in tune. I see you being very aware of the higher realms and those energies. I see you connecting to angelic realms and ancestral realms while you speak, as well as source. I feel like you have that connection to source, to God, to light, and you're able to sort of channel information through that allows people to transform in some way, that allows others to also evolve from the wisdom you give. And even with the owl here, I feel like you're very wise, you're very intuitive, and somehow that wisdom you channel from the higher realms comes through in the way you speak. So I feel like you are a very old soul and you've lived many lives, and there's something here about your home planet. I know not everyone relates to being a starseed, but I'm seeing some of you are starseeds, and if you don't relate to it, it's okay. You don't have to take the message, but I'm seeing some of you are starseeds, and there is a lot of wisdom from your home planet. I'm looking at this card, and it kind of reminds me of Avatar when they're, connecting to the earth in Avatar. So there's something here about that, and like you kind of connecting to people in a very intuitive way. Maybe some of you are tarot readers or intuitives, or maybe some of you, when you speak, you just know the right things to say or the right words to use, because it's almost like you're speaking through God, you're speaking through angels, you're speaking through their ancestors. And I'm looking at this image here and how their crown chakras connect in an infinity symbol. And it's kind of like you connect to people's energies. Even when you look into their eyes, you're very good at connecting to people's energies and their heart space and seeing them on a deep soul level. Because, I mean, even the oracle deck you chose is a very psychic oracle deck. I love this oracle deck for spiritual reasons. Um, it really is very spiritual. So there's something here about you having that energy, and people feel like when you speak to them, somehow you just say the right things. Not only that, you say it in a way where they've never even told you what they're going through, and you know what they're going through, and you say it. And I'm looking at this card here, and it seems like when you speak to people, they are feeling the energy of awe and shock, because it's like, how did Pile 2 know that I'm dealing with this? How did Pile 2 know that I needed this advice, or that I was thinking about this or pondering on this? And sometimes you're not even aware you're doing it. Like sometimes you just speak and people are in awe and shock of you. Because there's something about them thinking you're so mystical, like, and feeling like, whoa, their mind has just opened up. I also feel like when you speak to people, there's something here about them feeling like you really see them deeply, deeper than they've ever been seen by another person. And for some, it can feel a little bit overwhelming, because I feel like either they are maybe like not comfortable with being seen on that level, or they're fearful of being seen on that level. There can be numerous amount of reasons for that. Like maybe they're a little bit shy, maybe they are someone that hasn't had that before, so that feeling is a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe sometimes they have something to hide, because I did feel an energy of jealousy here for your pile. For some of you, like, it's not a big energy, but like sometimes people are jealous of you and your abilities and the way you are able to influence others, but also how you can think outside of the box and get amazing ideas. Um, so there is that, but then there's also the energy of like people feeling like you see them deeply and feeling loved, feeling cherished, feeling seen, feeling heard, feeling like someone understands them. And it's like they kind of want to never let you go, because I'm looking at the infinity symbol, and it's like they form some kind of deep soul connection with you when you speak to them. And they never want to let you go. They want to keep you around forever. You are my pile of beautiful butterflies that everyone wants to catch and keep. But there's something so pure and angelic about your voice too, that it seems like there's just pure love coming from your voice when you speak. Somehow you always speak the truth with the Justice card. People feel like you have a lot of integrity when you speak. You're always speaking the truth. I don't think anyone would ever say they've heard you lie. Um, and there's this energy of spirituality around you, of the angelic realms, the ancestors around you, and I think you just help people evolve and find wholeness within themselves. You open up their mind to new realities, new paradigms that they've never thought of before. It's like you really help people see things in a different perspective, and it's kind of like, you know how the Manifestia card was at the back of the deck? I feel like some of these people, before they meet you, um, there is a purpose for you coming into their life. Like sometimes I feel like you'll meet people for one day and you'll share some type of wisdom with them, and then you'll never see them again. But it's because I'm seeing they either prayed for someone to help them, they prayed for advice, they prayed for a sign, and they got it through you. That's what I feel here. So somehow they manifested that thought by putting it out into the universe or praying, and then they got it through you. So there is this feeling of awe when people speak to you, especially people where, you know, you are brought to them with a purpose in some way, and somehow they evolve after being with you. Their mind evolves, their way of thinking evolves in some way. I feel like some people also think you're really cool, think your abilities are really cool, think you're really cool, and people feel really happy when they talk to you with the Sun card. People feel very excited and passionate, and I feel like people feel like you have the best conversations, because I feel some of you have a very free-spirited energy, and like there is this feeling of no judgment here, like when you speak to people. So there's this feeling of like people getting really happy and excited, and I feel the energies of like, let's say I had to put myself in your shoes and I'm speaking to someone. It's like back and forth. It's reciprocated. It's like I'm getting excited when I talk to them and I'm like, I like this. Ooh, I like this too. Like, oh my gosh, like that type of energy, like, getting excited and talking and being very happy to talk to that person. That's how people feel when they talk to you, especially if they feel like you two have common interests, or especially if they feel like you are similar to them in some way, or that you understand them in some way, or you just get them. There's something about people feeling like they can just click with you instantly and feel very comfortable with you, when maybe usually, like, I feel this is strangers more so, like, usually maybe they'd feel a little bit uncomfortable talking to strangers, but you have this very comforting energy when you speak to people, that makes them feel free in some way. And I feel like a lot of people want to be friends with you, as well as a lot of people find your voice very attractive. And the way you speak, like, I think you come up with really amazing ideas. You think outside of the box. You're really, really intelligent, and that shows through in the way you speak. But there's also this very free energy, free like a bird, that people feel when they are around you speaking to you. I feel like you are a very loving person, and I think people feel that love when you speak. People feel very, very attracted to your voice, especially like in the romantic sense. And I feel like recently some of you have become more comfortable with expressing yourself more to the world, not just expressing your truth, but expressing your true authentic self to the world. And this is what people see when they see you. So a lot of the times people get very happy to see that. There will be one or two people that will be jealous or have like nasty energies, but that's them. That's not you. So I feel like most people hear your voice and they're very happy, or they are around you and they're very happy. They feel inspired by you in some way. Um, and there's an energy here where some of you have become more comfortable with setting certain boundaries, and I feel like people really like that right now, because you're a really sweet person, but then it's like they see you evolving in some way, loving yourself more. I don't know why I'm looking at this lady's foot and it kind of looks like it's bent like those ballet dancers. Does someone here do ballet? Or is someone here like very creative with the sun card? If not, it's also okay. But I also feel like people feel more lucky after speaking to you. So this is where I'm going to leave your reading, my pile number 2s. I really hope that this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number 3s. If you chose this Larimar crystal and the Sacred Breath and Sound card, card number 10 with Life Force and Communication, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at how people feel when they hear your voice. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates and leave the rest. I already pre-shuffled all your oracle cards and your tarot cards for today. So let's go ahead and pull your cards. So for pile number 1, we have, why am I saying pile 1? Maybe some of you are from pile 1. For card 1, we have Summoning Power with Instinct, Intellect, and Control, card number 4. And then we have Opening Heart with Deep Connections and Water Blessings, card number 11. I feel a very Venusian energy from you, like maybe some of you are Venusian souls. And Venus relates to aesthetic, it relates to beauty, it relates to love, all those beautiful things that we all love. So some people may think that you have a really beautiful or attractive or handsome voice, depending on what you relate to most. And There's something about it that is pleasing to hear to the ear. You know how something can be aesthetically pleasing to the eye? To the ears, your voice is very aesthetically pleasing, if that makes sense. At the back of the deck, we have friendship with support, fun, unity, and play. I absolutely love this card at the back of the deck. So the first card we have is the Four of Wands. We're using the Queer Tarot. So people feel like they are celebrating when they hear your voice. So maybe people get very excited when they hear your voice. Like, okay, let's say you come to a place in public and you're like talking and they all of a sudden hear your voice and they turn around and they're like, Pal 3, I'm so excited to see you. Like, I couldn't wait to see you. Like, that type of energy is how people feel when they hear your voice or when they see you. We have the Knight of Cups. I'm hearing the word bold and expressive. There's something very bold and expressive about your voice that gets people excited. We have the Justice card. I'm hearing Spirit joke and say people turn their head to hear who spoke when you speak. Because it's like, who's that person over there? I was also here, and the reason I say that is because I was also hearing that song, Who's That Girl? Of course, this doesn't just relate to gender, but the energy here is like when you speak, it's like people turn their heads and they're like, who's that person over there? Like, their voice sounds so nice, like I want to hear it more. We have the Three of Wands. This even gives me the vibe of like you turning around and like talking to someone and they're like wondering who's that person over there. And then for our last card we have the Hierophant. I'm also noticing this card wants to show us the Four of Cups, so let's just do this. Four of Cups. And then let's pull one more card, the Knight of Swords. At the back of the deck, we have the Queen of Swords. And as I look at this Queen of Swords, it kind of also gives me this dreamy feeling. There is this dreamy yet bold energy to you at the same time. It's kind of like your voice makes people feel like they are up in the clouds, head in the clouds type of energy, very dreamy. But also very playful, like with the rainbow here, I feel like somehow your voice is seen as colorful and expressive. Like when you express yourself, certain words you say or the way you say certain things comes across as very charismatic, very bold, very colorful. It's like, I don't know if some of you have seen like certain cartoons and like if a person speaks and then like I'm just imagining a cartoon, like I don't think this is a real one, but like someone speaks and like rainbows are coming out of their mouth. It's like as they speak, I can visually see colorful energies coming out of their mouth. Like, does that make sense? It's kind of like that, a very trippy feeling, like as I see those visions, but I feel like you have that effect on people. Like, you have a very colorful personality and it shows in the way you speak. Somehow your voice uplifts and inspires people, but also makes people feel safe and sleepy at the same time. So I guess it depends when you are speaking. But sometimes you can also be very loud and expressive, and it's in a very fun, authentic way that people love to hear it. It's like it lifts people up, it makes people excited, it makes people feel like I want to hear your voice more. And there's something, like I said, very uplifting about your voice, but also very beautiful about your voice, because I'm looking at these butterflies here and they remind me of beauty or handsome or attractive, and there is this vibe of like your lips looking very beautiful when you speak, like people being attracted to your lips when you speak, and people just feeling very excited to hear your voice and hear your words. There's something about your words that excite people. You're very charismatic too, and I feel like some of you are also very funny, like you have a funny sense of humor. My pile number 3s, you have a very powerful way of speaking. It's like people can hear your power through your voice. It's like you how do I put this in words? But like Spirit is showing me a vision as an example to explain the energy. You know, when someone stands up at an event and they take like a glass, let me just take my glass here, and like let's say they take something and they do this and it makes like a sound and then people hear them. Um, there's a vibe of like that energy, like even if you don't do that specifically, and like it gets everyone's attention and then you start speaking. There's this vibe of you doing that without objects, where you just start speaking and people want to listen, people want to hear what you have to say. There's something here about you following your instincts. I feel like you're very intuitive, you're very connected to that space of intuition and your wisdom. And your voice comes through very playful, but also very wise and intellectual at the same time. So even though you are so intellectual, it's like people can still understand and resonate with you and kind of vibe with you is the word I'm feeling, vibe with you, because there's a playfulness to it and a funniness to it, a charisma to it. I feel like you really have that energy. And you have a powerful way of speaking and catching people's attention, because I'm looking at this card and how she's about to throw this bone and she's got these two wolves to stay and sit as as if they're dogs, you know what I mean? And I'm sure they would want to run after that bone, but she's got them to sit and calm down and wait for her to throw the bone first. So I feel like you have that energy of leadership qualities and skills within your voice, even within your workspace or within school or whatever you do in terms of your daily activities or even hobbies. If you do certain hobbies with people, there is this vibe where you're able to catch people's attention in a really fun but bold way, but then also keep their attention while doing it. So you have a very powerful way of speaking, maybe even a very powerful voice that people want to hear. And like I said, a lot of leadership energies and skills, but there is also this pureness to you in the way that you speak, where people can tell it's coming from a good place. People can tell, you know, you're very truthful with the Justice card and that you have integrity, that you are fair, that you wouldn't say anything that is unnecessary or unfair to anyone. And when you speak, somehow you are always following your instincts. You always say the right things to people without realizing, and it actually catches people's attention even more. There's something here where you make people feel safe when you're speaking to them. You make them feel secure within themselves. So you are powerful, but it's not like that type of powerful that it makes people like, you know how someone can shine really brightly and it kind of like makes others insecure sometimes, but that's their own insecurity speaking to them. It's not like that type of energy. It's more so like you're powerful and people want to listen and people feel good while listening. Does that make sense? Because like in pile number 1 and 2, I did pick up on jealousy, but in your pile, I don't. I pick up on the energy that your voice is actually very liked by others and the words you say and the way you say it comes across as like you're that leader and others are wanting to follow your lead. So I feel like you wouldn't have to control anyone, although I don't think you would do that even, because you're a very pure soul is what I see, and that's what people see from you when they feel the energies of your voice, that you're a very pure soul. But there's this vibe of like you wouldn't even need to do that because people want to listen to you anyway. I feel like you really have good ideas. You have a very imaginative mind. You think outside of the box, and that's something people see. And I feel like you have a trendsetter energy. Maybe some of you even have beautiful singing voices. I'm hearing someone rap, like maybe someone is really good at that, or someone here maybe has a way of speaking that it sounds very poetic. Or some of you speak very fast with the Knight of Swords, and something about that gets people uplifted. Whereas some of you are very charming with the Knight of Cups, and you speak in a not slow way, but like a gentle way, but very bold at the same time and expressive at the same time. And I feel like when people are speaking to you, like I just feel this excitement, this energy of celebration, people seeing you as the life of the party, but people also feeling like they can open up their heart to you and really trust you. They feel like they can create a deep connection with you as they start to speak to you. Maybe people even love to have deep conversations with you because they feel like they are just getting to know your heart as they do so. And there's this vibe of after people talk to you, they want to talk to you more. They want to plan more things with you. They want to be your friend. They want to be around you. But I also feel like you're very wise in the sense where people feel like they can start to understand certain things in their life that are making them feel an energy of apathy is the word I'm hearing, or disappointment or sadness, or this feeling of like not really enjoying their life too much as I look at this Four of Cups. And you maybe help them find the wisdom from those moments with the Hierophant here. Find wisdom in situations that are situations they don't want to be in. I feel like you have a hidden energy to you in the way that you speak, like where you speak to people, and maybe sometimes they have to, I don't want to say it like this, but I'm seeing it, like I'm just seeing you're very intelligent, that sometimes people have to understand what you're talking about to get what you're saying. But I also feel like there's this energy here where you're able to make your conversations playful in a way that people can understand. So I don't know if someone here is a teacher or someone here is just very good at speaking with people. And I don't mean it like they're not on your level. I just mean you're very smart and intellectual, that there's this vibe where if a normal person had to speak like that with your intellectualness, maybe others wouldn't understand what they're trying to say. But then there's something here of you being able to explain it in a way people can understand, even children. Explain it in a very light-hearted way, but it's also they start to understand it better. Like I feel like you have that wisdom with you, and you have a lot of patience when you're speaking to people, but there's also this vibe of like people loving to match your energy and, loving to bounce from conversation to conversation and have certain deep conversations with you because they feel like they're really getting to know you on a deep level, get to know your soul on a deep level, your heart. I'm seeing two people touch hands and kind of like merge together, and that's how people feel when they are speaking to you, when they are hearing your voice. So this is what I have for you, my pile number threes. Before I end off, I just heard that song, I Bite My Tongue, It's a Bad Habit, that song by Steve Lacy. So maybe sometimes when you're speaking, people want to say things to you, but they're a little bit shy too because of your energy. I feel like a lot of people just look up to you and put you on a pedestal in that sense. So yeah, this is where I'm going to leave your reading. I really hope that this resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye!